Hey everyone, it's Marlena with Socal Title, and today I am sitting and speaking to my good friend Luci Ibarra with the Mortgage Phoenix Group, and of course, her and I do a lot of workout type of days. Would you say like type of events that we like to do together to bring our fellow workout partners in with us. We've also kind of been on the journey together in finding and expanding on ourselves. So Luci and I have been doing a lot of work together for how many years now?
Oh, before COVID, I would say maybe about a year and a half before COVID.
Yeah. So yeah, a few years that we've been doing the work per se. And I just wanted to talk to you today and have fun and talk about what life's doing for us. And most of all, I know we spoke a little bit about being unapologetic, right? As women, we tend to, and I remember you saying it best, Luci, when we had a little event. You said, I used to apologize for everything that I said, whether it was good or bad. You were always per se sorry. And you don't ever have to be. We don't have to be. That's what it's about, to be unapologetic and just to feel what we feel and speak how we feel, right? So give me a little bit about what you feel to be unapologetic in our lives today.
Perfect. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. I know I always love spending time with you in and out of the gym.
Yes.
But yes, it's you're right. It's been a road for us. We've definitely been seeking together. I'm glad that we're in this space now, because I feel like when we first started this to now, we're just completely different people, and I'm just so grateful.
Whole different journey, right?
Absolutely. But yes, we definitely have had these conversations about what it means to be unapologetic, what it means to show up for ourselves, what it means to be okay with who we are and be okay with whoever does not accept us for being that person. And I think that you and I have also had the conversation of sometimes God, Mother, the universe makes this decision for us that we can't cut those people out of our lives who don't allow us to be unapologetic. And those decisions are made for us by them, right? That decision is made for us as far as this person no longer serves you. And where we can't cut the ties, those ties are cut for us so that we can show up as that version of ourselves. And how amazing has it been? I mean, I've seen your evolution. I know you've seen mine for sure. But how amazing has it been that the right people that help us be that person are here with us?
We're on this journey together,
yes.
right?
Yes.
I think and not per se cut people out of our lives, but I think we've just changed what we needed in our lives, right? To contribute to our journeys. And I feel like I used to worry so much about per se flaws, right? We all have them. Bottom line, we all have flaws. But I think I used to just be so focused on what can I fix about myself, but it was more on the surface side than diving deep.
Right.
So when we dove deep and started doing the inner work, it just makes everything else so much more beautiful in life, and who we choose to work with, who we choose to surround ourselves with. And I feel like we've grown so much.
Right. I think that's the people pleasing in us too, right?
Right.
I think that we both came from a culture where we really did want to make our parents proud. We come from this strong Latino culture where it is it is honoring our parents when we show up that way for them, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that carries over into how we do life, that we want to make sure everybody is okay with our actions, how we show up, who we are, which it's great, right? It's nice, but it's not a deal breaker.
Right.
Because then we compromise who we are for other people. So when we can lose that side of ourselves where this is me, love it or leave it. Are you here? Are you here for it?
Yeah.
And those people will show up and say, yes, I am here for it. And that's so huge. I mean, it affects us with our family. It affects us with our relationships as friends. It affects us in our business because you're also going to attract the right people to work with you, whether it's business partners, affiliates, or clients. And I do really feel that. So it's so important that we surrender to that. And once we do, I get chills talking about it, just who we've evolved into. I'm so happy. I'm so comfortable in my skin. I'm so excited for this version of Luci who is just okay with herself.
Yeah.
And the people pleasing is, of course, I want to make the people in my life happy that bring value into my life or that have some sort of say or opinion that's honest and heartfelt in, hey, mom, you're doing this. Maybe you should scale it back. Or, honey, when my husband comes to me, we got to talk about this. Perfect. I can do that. But when it's outside opinions that don't really matter or affect who I am and how I show up for myself, I'm okay with it.
Yes, exactly. And do you remember, like, I know from the beginning with our daughters, we both have daughters, and I think that was our main focus. Our main focus in conversation was to show up different for our daughters so that they can start their lives and be, better women and just grow into themselves and know that it's okay to feel, the things that they're going to feel along the way.
Right.
But if we show up differently for them, I think they're going to be better. Right?
Right.
I mean, wouldn't you agree? And I know that we've done some mom and daughter events that have been so, so amazing for both us as moms and the girls.
Right.
I think they know each other at a different level. I think they know us differently. And so, yeah, those events, I think we should do more of those because I think those are great, right?
Absolutely.
Have more women around to bring their daughters and do that kind of event.
Even with that, right? Even with our daughters, the way you think about even us explaining to them, we validated their feelings, right? Yes, I'm sorry that maybe I did this or maybe I showed up this way when you were a kid. I was trying my best. I was in survival mode. I was a single mom. All the things that we used to do and kind of defend that, right? Those are the ones that definitely matter, that they understand that you are coming from a place of an apology, of a true, authentic apology. But it's also that self-forgiveness for ourselves to where I feel once we forgive ourselves and we kind of work through all those feelings, that's when we show up unapologetically to the world.
Right.
Because we've let go of all of that. And once we actually surrender to that and we show up that way for ourselves, it just becomes a whole new ballgame. And now our daughters are seeing that. So it becomes easier for them to understand that we're not coming from a place of being defensive. We're really coming from this authentic place of wanting them to grow and also be unapologetic because we did not fight what they were telling us they were doing.
That's right. It was way different.
Yes.
Way different.
Yes.
And even us growing up, it was way different the way we were brought up, right? So we want that differently, what we're feeling now, to transfer over to our daughters.
Right. If you see that in our girls, I don't know. I obviously know Sophia. She's this beautiful young lady and I love her so much. I don't know what you see in Sophia when you are at home behind closed doors. I know that with Marissa, I see this young woman who is just this free spirit. I mean, and she was very different before, right? Where she just did not speak up a lot because I didn't allow her to have a voice. Right. Living apologetically, she was very much in her space. And when I did actually start voicing that I want you to have this and I want you to speak up and I want you to have this voice, I see my daughter and I am actually living vicariously through her at her age.
Yeah.
Because I think to myself like, oh, she's not having it. She is not the one, right? Yeah. Because she has this different view of herself.
Oh, and I feel like that with Sophia. Like I feel her at even 17. She's a lot younger than Marissa, but I feel that with me showing up different to her and teaching her different values and kind of showing her what I went through at her age in reference to how great, it's a great start basically she has to be a woman. She's completely different. I was telling you earlier how it's going to be hard when Sophia leaves to college because she literally sets the tone in my home. She walks through the door and we're all on pins and needles. What's it going to be today? But she's a driving force. She knows what she wants. She goes out and gets it. And when she comes in, you feel that energy. And I just know at this point, in comparison to what it was during high school, she's at a whole nother level. And I'm so blessed, and I feel like I'm so excited to see who she becomes as a woman, you know?
Being unapologetic.
Yes.
Being unapologetic. And the nice thing is that she's taking that with her to college. And that's what I love, is that I think you and I are in a position where we're trying to break those generational cycles. We've talked a lot about this. And what maybe was instilled in me that I'm trying to help my daughter break out of, I'm so excited for my granddaughters and their future generations, because it is something where they're going to have their own voice. And what's going to happen there? Like, we're a force to be reckoned with, it really is. But I mean, just embracing, that feminine energy without overdoing it on the masculine, like you and I have, as far as like, having been single moms, providers, in the workforce, male figures, that we have to show up for ourselves and know our voice and who we are.
There's the unapologetic side, right? Right? There's the unapologetic side.
Absolutely. And so I'm excited for them. Yeah. I see Marissa at work right now, and I'm just like, okay, like, I see you. I see what you're doing. Yeah. And she is showing up unapologetically for herself. So it really is nice to what you had addressed earlier about how I said I really used to apologize for everything. And it's something that many women out there, if you pay attention, when I was made aware of it, when I worked with Annabelle, I noticed, she actually told me, you need to stop apologizing, because I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, where do I put my purse? And, she was just like, stop apologizing. And she said, when she sent me home that day after our session, she said, pay attention to how many times you say you're sorry, And it was so funny, because it wasn't even me pulling out of the parking lot when I left the appointment, and I was backing up and there was a car behind me. I was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even last like 10 minutes after leaving there. But it made me aware. Yeah. And I paid attention the rest of the day, and it just started becoming something that I worked on. Mm-hmm. And it feels so good now, where it's, hey, can you see me at this time for an appointment? Or can you, I actually have this going on. I'm already booked for that. It's so much easier than to say, I'm sorry, because why am I sorry? I already have my plans. Right. So that's where it's so empowering for us to be able to do that.
So tell me, you've been a mortgage consultant.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what you call yourself.
Mortgage planner. Yes.
Mortgage. For how long now?
2004 is when I first started. I went to a little loan officer school in West Covina at a mortgage company called PMAC, if you remember PMAC. And I started some little classes there, and then from there started at a brokerage, and have been kind of working my way through that.
Right. And showing up the way in this journey that we're on and have been for the last few years, what would you say would a client say that stands out to them in reference to who, because your clients have followed you all of these years that you've been in this business. And I know that because I know you do multiple transactions for your same clients, right? And their kids, right? And you're seeing that part of that life as well. So what would you say that they see?
It is so interesting that we're talking about this. I just had a client in my office who I helped him purchase his home in 2009. He brought his sister, but he came in to say hello. And when we were sitting there, it was somewhat entertaining that he had a whole different presentation than what I did for him. And he said, I'm so glad I came today, because I did not realize all these other things that could, happen. And I kind of talked him through some stuff. But he said, I didn't get this presentation. And he said, I'm really happy to see what you're doing and where you're at. And it was him validating that exact question, right? I think that obviously maturity. I'm older. I'm wiser.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about our kids, our grandkids, and we have these conversations, but they see that I'm showing up differently for my kids. And when I tell them, I'm not going to put you into a mortgage or tell you that you have to buy a house and tell my kids something different. I'm giving you exactly what I'm outlining for my children who are also getting pre-approved at this moment, like you are. So I just feel like I've really evolved into, I think I've always been a good human being. I think I've always had a good heart. I think I've always really been very grounded in who I am. But now I'm just so sure of who I am, which is different.
Love it.
And I definitely get validation from the clients, and that's nice. When they see it, I mean, I get it from my kids and my husband and other people. But when the clients see it, it's huge because they are family to me.
Yeah.
They become family to me.
It's what happens.
Right.
It's what happens in our business.
Right.
We spend so much time with our clients.
Right.
And so, yeah, they do become like family, and we do spend a lot more time probably with them than we do our own families, to be really honest. So, yeah. Well, good. And you are now with what company?
I'm with the Mortgage Phoenix Group. And funny story that you'll actually really like. I had a client that just came in 2 Saturdays ago, and they saw a picture of the build because, we do these builds with Prosperity Homes, which is just such a lifeline for us.
It really is.
As far as giving back. But he saw the builds and he said his mom was from, I think it's Manny and Marlena, or where the builds are at in Ensenada.
Little town?
He recognized the color of the home.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So it's that's another thing, is how we touch our clients with the work that we do.
Yeah.
That we are giving back, and just the feeling that we get from being part of Prosperity Homes. So
I love it. Yeah, I spoke a little bit the other day about Prosperity Homes, and it's been life-altering, right? I mean, when you're changing lives, it's actually changing yours.
Right.
And, like you said, the giving back thing is one thing, but I think, just seeing these people get off of the poverty way that they were living and to be a part of such a big thing to get them off those dirt grounds, is huge. So, well, cool. So let's see. Outside of, other than working out as we do, and our work that we love to do, what else moves you? What drives you? What's your driving force as far as?
Honestly, it's something that it's so funny. We're so aligned on so many things, Marlena, and I know that we drag each other into certain things. And like, you have this idea. What do you think? And you're like, sure, I'm in. Same with me, right? But I feel like
we really do that.
We do. Like literally a text and then it happens. But right now, one of the biggest driving forces for me, and I know it's one of yours as well, is really helping women and younger generations be okay with who they are, and to fully love and embrace themselves. That not because our culture told us, our culture, our environment, anything in general told us that this is the way that you're supposed to do things.
Right.
We manage so many different things, right? As far as family, home, bills, investments, all these different things. So for me, it's more of how we can help women grow.
Yes.
That is just like such a strong passion for me. And
hands down.
Yeah, absolutely. That allowing through our fitness events, allowing others to understand that their health is first. Like, health is wealth.
100%. Let's talk about that really quick, about our events that we do.
Yes.
Just so we can wrap this up a little bit. But yeah, let's talk about that.
So we have definitely come together to do these events. We call them Meet Me at the Bar, the barbell, obviously. They are these events that came about. I wanted to do a sober health event. Like everybody meets for happy hour.
At the bar.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to create something where we could do something along the lines of that, something fun. But why don't we get together and do a workout and actually take care of our liver as opposed to touching it, right? So the beauty of what we do, though, is that the donations that we collect from that actually go to the Prosperity Homes build.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can build these homes for these families, and number one, we're networking, we're getting together with our, affiliates, real estate agents, title, escrow clients, whoever wants to join, but we're all collectively coming together to make a change.
That's right.
For the betterment of mankind, right? So it's been a great journey. It's been so much fun.
I know we have one coming up.
Yeah.
We've got to plan that. Hopefully we're going to be doing that in July. We spoke about that. Where we'll choose a gym that we'll go into, and we'll have a special, probably Saturday morning, because that's usually when we do them. And we'll have a couple of vendors there,
right?
Maybe a juicery there, and we'll work out. That's what we love to do.
Yes, Prosperity Homes will join us.
Yeah,
so you'll be able to get to know them a little bit, and even with that, a special thank you to our gym owners and trainers that support us in that venture, because everything is donated when it comes to these events. We get to 100% of the contributions go to Prosperity Homes. So yes, looking forward to that.
Can't wait.
All our other adventures.
Get into this. So fun. Yep. Okay. Then we'll close it up.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Luci, thank you so much for being with me this morning, for just, being in my life. I adore you, and I always look forward to our time together. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And likewise, the love is just so immense for you. I'm so grateful to grow with you every day.
Thank you. So if you want to reach Luci, where do they find you, Luci?
I am on Instagram under Get Mortgage Fit, or you can call me at 909-241-6494.
Awesome. And it's Marlena with Socal Title. You know how to reach me.